It was a muggy Florida morning, the kind where the air clung to your skin like a second shirt. In the quiet neighborhood of Coralberry Grove, lawns shimmered under dew, and the only sound was the faint creak of a plastic flamingo swaying by a mailbox labeled Harper. Inside a modest bungalow at the end of Coral Lane, Emily Harper stood barefoot in her kitchen. 8 months pregnant and moving with the cautious grace of someone negotiating with gravity. She stirred oatmeal with one hand, the other cradling her belly, humming softly to calm her nerves. Sleep had been elusive lately, fractured by dreams of falling, losing, or something coming. Emily was expecting a nurse from a neighborhood volunteer program for high-risk pregnancies, so when a sharp knock came at her door, too early, too deliberate, she assumed it was just an overeager volunteer. Wiping her hands on a dish towel, she shuffled to the entryway, one hand grazing the doorframe for balance. Through the peephole, she saw 2 men in black tactical vests. HOA safety unit, stitched in reflective letters. The shorter one stood with his chest puffed out, arms crossed. The taller one, buzz-cut and lean, glanced down the street as if checking for witnesses. Something felt off. Yes? Emily asked, cracking the door open just a sliver. No visitors after 6 a.m. in this community. The short one barked, his tone practiced, cold. I live here, Emily said, confusion creeping into her voice. Routine wellness inspection. The tall one cut in, his voice flat. We've had reports of a grooming violation, possible lice. Protocol requires immediate action. Emily blinked, her grip tightening on the doorknob. Are you with the city? The short one flashed a laminated card with a vague HOA logo, no badge number, just a barcode and bold text. Internal enforcement, ma'am. HOA authorized safety check. You're not coming in, she said, her voice firm but unsteady. The tall one pulled something from his vest, not a badge, but electric clippers. He thumbed the switch, and the buzzing sliced through the morning quiet. We need to sanitize the scalp, he said, as if discussing a cracked sidewalk. Head lice are a community threat, especially for newborns. Are you insane? Emily snapped, stepping back. I'm pregnant. You can't. Step aside, ma'am, the short one interrupted, his tone sharpening. You're obstructing a health directive. Her heart pounded. I didn't call anyone. No one contacted me. The short one's boot jammed into the doorframe before she could close it. The tall one shoved the door open, and in an instant they were inside. No warrant, no hesitation. Emily stumbled backward, her voice breaking as she shouted, Get out of my house! She reached for her phone, but the short one slapped it from her hand. It skittered across the tile, vanishing under the dining table. That's when she screamed, a raw, gut-deep sound of fear and fury. But the walls swallowed it, and the neighbors, if they heard, stayed silent. The tall one pushed her toward the kitchen, his grip gentle but unyielding. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. I'm calling the police, she said, her eyes wide with panic. Good, the tall one smiled. They'll confirm our jurisdiction. They forced her into a chair, her knees buckling under the weight of her fear. The clippers buzzed closer. Emily's chestnut hair, long and soft, was her armor. Her fiancé loved twisting it between his fingers during movie nights. Now, these strangers loomed over it. You don't have a right to do this, she whispered, tears brimming. The short one pinned her shoulder. It's not about you. It's about safety. The clippers touched her scalp, and the first lock of hair fell, floating to the floor like a feather. Emily stopped breathing. Her lip trembled, then curled as she bit down hard, blood flooding her tongue. She was being erased in her own home. The tall one moved for another pass. Then came a sound, not from them, not from her, but from the doorway. A low, primal growl, like an animal ready to tear the world apart. The clippers froze. The short one turned, his smirk fading. The tall one straightened, alarmed. The door flew open, and there he was, Ethan Harper, Emily's twin brother, A Special Forces veteran with 6 tours and a scar-laced body that told stories of survival. He'd landed stateside at midnight, slept 4 hours, and run 5 miles before sunrise. No one knew he was back. Ethan's eyes scanned the scene: fake vests, no insignia, clippers, Emily's hair on the floor, her face etched with grief. His fist clenched so hard his knuckles cracked. The tall one stepped forward. "Back up, sir. HOA enforcement." He didn't finish. Ethan moved like lightning, yanking the clippers and slamming his fist under the man's chin. A sickening crack echoed as the man crumpled, his clipboard fluttering down like a sad afterthought. The short one bolted for the door, but Ethan caught his collar mid-sprint, slamming him against the wall. An elbow strike snapped something in the man's shoulder, and his scream woke the neighborhood. Doors opened. Curtains twitched. Phones lifted. A neighbor in slippers filmed from his porch, whispering, "Those guys aren't cops." The crowd grew, 4, then 10, some filming, some gasping. "Fake HOA," someone muttered. "They're predators." Ethan dragged the men to the driveway, dumping them like garbage. "Don't move," he said, his voice ice, "or you'll learn what I did in Kabul." He returned to Emily, crouching before her. She was trembling, her half-shaved head catching the morning light. He wiped blood from her lip with a damp towel. "You're okay," he whispered. Outside, police lights flashed. The tall one, jaw misaligned, moaned incoherently. The short one babbled about procedures. No one listened. The neighbor's video went viral, captioned, "HOA fakes shave pregnant woman's head. Her brother ends it." By noon, it had millions of views. News outlets pounced: Channel 7, CNN, even Good Morning America. Hashtag no more HOA trended as stories of HOA overreach flooded the internet. Investigations revealed the men, Carl Bowman and Derek Tate, had criminal pasts, Bowman with a domestic violence charge, Tate dishonorably discharged for brutality. The HOA board, led by a nervous retiree named Gerald Holt, admitted they'd authorized a volunteer patrol without background checks. "We assumed good faith," Holt stammered on live TV, freezing when a reporter snapped, "They shaved a pregnant woman's head." The courtroom was packed for the sentencing. Judge Clara Monroe, a former civil rights lawyer, didn't flinch. "You performed psychological assault under a delusion of authority," she told the defendants. 6 years, no parole until 4. The crowd exhaled, justice settling like dust. Ethan's words in court, "You dressed as heroes but acted like cowards," became a viral quote, a rallying cry. Emily, meanwhile, took back her power. In a live stream watched by thousands, she shaved the rest of her head, her voice steady. "They don't get to win." The hashtag Bald Solidarity movement exploded, with survivors and supporters shaving their heads in defiance. Emily founded No More Chains, a nonprofit to fight predatory HOAs. Her GoFundMe soared past $300,000, funding therapy and advocacy. The HOA was dissolved, replaced by a transparent civic council. Emily's law banned unauthorized enforcement, a testament to her resilience. Neighborhoods nationwide adopted it, and a barber shop hung her portrait with the words, "Power grows back." 1 year later, Emily sat on her porch, rocking her daughter, Lily, under a buzzing porch light. Ethan trimmed the hedges nearby, humming softly. A car slowed, snapping a photo. Emily waved, owning her story. The post read, "This house is where evil lost." Lily gurgled, bald and innocent, a symbol of beginnings. Emily kissed her head and whispered, "No one shaves you twice." What do you think? Was Ethan's response justice or vengeance? Should Emily have stayed silent or spoken louder? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on power, family, and standing up. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep the conversation going.